Well, alright, if you're just hanging out on your computer or with a friend watching videos on the internet, are you really alone? Have you checked the entire house? Why do you get the feeling you're being watched? We're going to the most haunted places in the world to find out if ghosts are real or how scared you really should be. So make sure to turn on the lights and shut the blinds because here's our top 10 most haunted places in the world and their spooky stories. Let's take a step back in history for our first haunted location. In 1536, the ex-queen Anne Boleyn was sentenced to beheading for treason against the king, the infamous Henry VIII. Before her execution, she was sent to the Tower of London, presumably for an investigation into adultery, incest, and even witchcraft. 4 days later, she was executed. Historians believe there was little evidence for these charges. Henry may have simply wanted another girlfriend. Talk about an extreme way to end things. And since then, there have been reported sightings of an unholy spirit looking for revenge. The Bermuda Triangle, one of the most famous mystery spots in the world, yet we don't even know for sure if it is haunted or if something more is going on. There has been a history of famous disappearances between the island of Bermuda, Florida, and Puerto Rico. And while these high-profile missing persons and vehicles have yet to be found, it is also one of the most highly trafficked air and sea zones, and most people or ships have not disappeared. Take it for what you will. The Reichstag Building in Berlin has a dark history of being the seat of power for Adolf Hitler. It has been said that the ghosts of guilty politicians from the Nazi era can be seen roaming the halls trying to find salvation for the sins they committed. The building has since been renovated many times, but its history will never be forgotten, and its reputation will linger like a ghost. The most famous prison in the world, Alcatraz, now shut down, had a reputation for being inescapable and for harboring some of the most violent criminals in the world, like gangster Al Capone. Naturally, an isolated place containing restless spirits is bound to cause speculation about haunted energy. As recent as 2014, tourists claim to have spotted the ghost of a young woman in the visitation room, and others have claimed to hear the helpless cries of those who perished trying to escape the inescapable island. There is perhaps no place more infamous in the world for suicide than the Japanese suicide forest at the base of Mount Fuji. In 2010, 54 people committed suicide there. Officials have even put up a sign warning people not to end their lives and to think of their families. No wonder such a place is supposed to be haunted. Having long been associated with death, there are potentially thousands of bodies who abandon their spirits to roam the forest forever. There are many old places in Mexico City, and it is claimed that many of the stations in the subway system are haunted. Whether it is an old Aztec warrior shouting against the Spanish conquest, or an old man trying to keep passengers safe from being assaulted, the transit system has a reputation for keeping the dead awake. Some say it is attributed to the nearby graveyards or due to an accident in 1975 which awakened the spirits of the dead. Either way, I wouldn't want to be checking out those tunnels to find out. A hotel is supposed to be warm, inviting, and hospitable. Quite the opposite of a spooky haunting. But here's a sweeter ghost story than most. The Cesar Hotel in Florida was built by Thomas Rowe as a tribute to his deceased soulmate, Lucinda. This 277-room pink palace would host many famous people as its guests, but Thomas would never recover from the demise of his beloved. To this day, it is claimed he can be seen reunited with Lucinda, the love of his afterlife, enjoying their eternal honeymoon. The old Changi Hospital was built in 1935 by the British military in Changi, Singapore, and was used until 1997 when it was completely abandoned. Some claim that the bloody occupation of the Japanese soon after its construction is responsible for the ghost sightings and apparitions. Others claim it is the souls of those who passed, or homeless wandering ghosts. All we know is that there is very little as creepy as the dark, empty hallways of a haunted hospital. Errol Flynn was a Hollywood leading man, playboy, and wild party monster of the early 20th century. If you want something done right, you do it yourself. So Flynn bought the most expensive and biggest yacht of the time to host his parties. After years of drinking and heroin use, he passed away and his boat went into disuse, being docked in Monaco. It is said that he can be seen pacing on board and that the sound of partying can be heard in the distance. Sounds like it would be a fun party to attend, the Party of the Dead. Our top haunted place is both the most ancient and the most grand of places for dark spirits to settle. It is unsurprising that a monument built for the death of a king would be haunted. The pyramids were essentially ancient tombs to give the dead nobility a safe path into the netherworld. It is said that any who open and enter the tombs will be subject to a curse of illness, bad luck, and death. Science has yet to back up any of these claims, but would you take the risk and enter the tombs to find out? Do you think ghosts are real? Do you think these locations are truly haunted? Or are some tricksters playing games with the rest of us to get our heartbeats racing? Let us know what you think, or maybe if you have the time and curiosity, you can visit these places and find out for yourself. Subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos, and please click that like button. I promise it's not haunted.